Okay. Hello again. It's me here with a short and simple casual Dharma for Sunday evening. I'm trying to set this camera so that you can see the dragon painting in the back. Okay. So I started doing these short and casual Dharma webcasts yesterday, and I don't really have any plans except some simple ideas what to present, and I try to keep these sessions kind of short and simple, so just maybe about 30 minutes practice session together. And it doesn't matter whether you're watching this live or from a recording, feel free to do practice with me and for the benefit of all sentient beings. And what I had in mind for today is to do some little bit practice on, well, first of all, recognizing one's basic awareness, the natural state that it's often called. It's discussed with the name recognizing one's true self. It's called that in other traditions. In Buddhism, especially Tibetan style, it's called nature of mind. Hey Carl and Monica. So we're first gonna recognize that, or at least try to, and then from there workshopping a little bit on the aliveness aspect, the energy aspect of that basic mind. And as you saw, I named this little session Loving Kindness, Love and Compassion. So it's that energetic aspect in loving kindness, love and compassion that we will look into. So those kindness, love and compassion of the natural state itself, that we will try to get some taste on our tongue. So nice to have you. I see that the counter is like a dozen people following. Nice to have you all practice with me for the next about 30 minutes. But don't blame me if it gets a little bit longer. Sometimes I lose sense of time, and it sometimes happens that sessions stretch, but hopefully not too much at least. So please sit in a good posture. Doesn't matter whether you're sitting on a meditation cushion or on a chair. I'm sitting on an armchair comfortably. Just make sure that your lower back, first of all, that your weight of your body is resting on the so-called sitting bones. Sitting bones are located in the lower part of the buttocks, kind of in the middle of buttocks and thighs. So have the weight of the torso resting on those sitting bones. And I often, when I'm not sitting on a meditation cushion, I like to support my lower back against like a thick cushion, so that I can really rest, relax the muscles in the torso, in the belly, in the shoulders, that I can completely relax my body. So first of all, take a good sitting posture. And like I mentioned in the session yesterday, forget the hurry. Forget about any meditative state. Don't put any extra expectations. Don't bring them into this session. Just drop them, just completely nakedly, without any plans. That's the best. You can have your hands on your lap or resting on your knees. I have my hands resting on the armrests of my armchair. If you feel like taking a few deep breaths, please do. With each exhalation, relaxing deeper and deeper, so that the rest penetrates through the whole body, the whole physical body, the whole physical organism. It's easier said than done in just few deep breaths, but try to get a really comprehensive relaxation. This is not difficult at all. It's just very simple practice. It just needs to be done in an aware, attentive and careful, kind of a profound way. Has to be done properly. So you can keep feeling into the body and let the tissues and muscles and nerves, let them relax, sort of like letting them melt. You know how melting honey, like soft honey, how it looks, how it melts. In the same way, internally in the body, letting the tensions melt away. Letting tensions wash away. And now already, since we are practicing from the the most profound way of approaching our, how should I say, from the most profound perspective, that of Mahamudra or Dzogchen, I'll just say that in the middle of this relaxation there is this basic knowing quality. As we are aware of the body and relaxation of the body, there is knowing of that relaxation. I'll repeat that. So as we are mindfully relaxing the body, mindfully relaxing different parts of the body, in that mindful happening, there is knowingness, cognizance in it. See if you can recognize that cognizance. That's a totally oxymoron to say, because I said that see if you can try to recognize that knowingness. It's a kind of a crazy thing to say, but what I mean that there is this basic knowingness, basic awareness in the middle of that mindful relaxation. Or the mindful relaxation is completely aware by itself. There is this knowing, cognizant quality in this mindfulness. So what you can do is that you can relax the body into that basic awareness, basic knowingness. It's sort of like a good analogy for this is that, if you think of a sugar cube and you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and you put that sugar cube into that hot liquid, it will start melting. It melts, it melts, it melts, and finally there is no sugar cube left. It completely disperses, disappears. Same here. Our tensions melt away, melt away, melt away. Yet, in our inner experience, we don't end up in some blank or unconscious state, but rather when the tensions melt, 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 drop away, there is this basic cognizance that is revealed when the tensions melt away. This basic knowing. And this basic knowing that I'm talking about and pointing to is the starting point and end point of the so-called nature of mind practice or Mahamudra Dzogchen practice. Relax a little bit more, completely through your whole being. Also, just a word on how to do relaxation of the body. Don't try to control it too much. Don't have this chasing quality with you, like chasing relaxation or trying to force relaxation, because that's not gonna work. It's more like you just let the body unwind. You just let it open up. We have the physical muscles here, and we subconsciously carry a lot of, depends who you are and what your lifestyle is, but often we subconsciously carry these tensions in our muscles and in our deep tissues. So, we are not trying to force those tensions to melt away, but rather than just becoming aware of the body and letting it unwind from the inside. Letting the tensions just release. And in the midst of releasing tensions, being aware. Okay, so now we've spent a couple of minutes relaxing. So what we have done here is that, I've suggested you to relax the body. So what happens here is that our attention is, aimed from the headspace downwards into the body. So we are attending the body space, which means the space inside the skin, with our attention. So we turn our attention somewhere from here, from the headspace down into the body, to be able to feel into the body and to be able to feel the relaxation of the body. So what if, you don't do this? What if you don't turn your attention downwards into the body, but just let it be without directing it forward, without directing it right, without directing it left, without directing it down, without directing it up, without directing it behind. Just let it be. Not aiming our attention to any of the 6 directions, not directing our attention from our headspace to any direction, rather than just letting it be without any direction. See if you can do that. And how this ties to the physical senses, sense organs. We let our gaze, our eyes, it doesn't really matter whether our eyelids are closed or open, but if you have open eyes, you can just let the eyes be and relax the muscles. Relax all small muscles in the eyes. Not looking at any object in your room or in the field of vision, not looking at anything. If you're doing that, you are directing the attention with the gaze, with the eyes. So we're not doing it. Rather than just having eyes open and relaxed the muscles in the eyes. Same thing with ears. Not listening to anything in particular, just letting ears be open. And the same thing with tactile sense with skin. Letting the skin be relaxed and open, as if there was small windows or doors in the skin cells, letting those tiny windows and doors open. So here, we are not aiming our attention to any direction, we are not attending any object or objects with our attention, just sense doors open. And again, in the midst of this experience, there is a knowing, cognizant quality. We don't go unconscious, we don't go subconscious, we don't go into any special state. We kind of just arrive into this knowing space, knowing clarity, or knowingness that has clarity to it. This really basic knowing that is always, when we have thinking happening in the mind, when we have emotions, memories, logical reasoning, there is always this knowingness, basic awareness there, and this is what separates yogis or practitioners from non-practitioners. This is the very essential point that separates you could say like spiritual understanding or knowledge or spiritual experience or Dharma from adharma, from ignorance. In Tibetan, Rigpa from Marikpa, knowledge and ignorance. So it is this basic awareness is either recognized or is left unrecognized. I realize we're going really quickly through these steps, and I can appreciate that if you're unfamiliar with this kind of Mahamudra style practice, you might be, it goes too quickly. But nevertheless, let's continue to this topic of today. So let's first try to feel the energetical quality of this basic awareness. Energetical quality of this basic awareness. So see, feel in your own experience if this basic awareness, basic knowing is alive or not. Is there aliveness to it? Aliveness means the same as, when we, simple example, if we go to a desert that has, dried up plants, trees, bushes that have dried out, there's no aliveness there. There's no life brimming there. There's no flow of energy there. And if we think of a healthy forest or a rainforest, for example, we can instantly feel that brimming of life, brimming of energy, flowing of energy. That's aliveness. So see if you can feel this aliveness in your awareness. Still having eyes open in a relaxed fashion, ears open, cells of the skin open, and feeling this basic aliveness. How would you verbalize this experience to yourself? How would you describe what you now experience? How does that aliveness feel like? I would say that it's pure positivity, this pure utter goodness, this amazing positivity. That is very, very alive. Just like a rainforest. So recognize that. Recognize this aliveness that is full with positivity, full with goodness. Devoid of badness or ill spirit, completely without negativity. It's just pure positivity. And now, so this session is about loving kindness, or metta, maitri in Pali and Sanskrit language. Loving kindness practices, loving kindness meditation is really widely spread and practiced in Buddhism. So now that you feel this pure positivity, pure aliveness, see if this basic awareness, this basic nature of ours is also loving and kind. Loving and kind. It is very close, isn't it? When discussing pure positivity, pure goodness, basic goodness, it's like saying, different way of saying that is loving kindness. So recognize, feel that loving kindness, pure goodness of this basic state with your whole being, with your whole body. Recognize it. Feel it and recognize it. Recognition means that you simply recognize this experience rather than that it goes unnoticed. If you don't notice that goodness, positivity, lovingness, kindness of this basic nature, then it goes unnoticed. So you just have to make the connection, notice whether it's there or not. Or if you are occupied with thinking process, or you go subconscious, then of course it can also go unnoticed. So to recognize means simply to be present with this experience. It's nothing more complex. And when you recognize, you immediately acquire first-hand experience that gives you some certainty, gives you taste. So, feeling, recognizing this metta, maitri, loving kindness aspect of our own basic awareness. And it feels so good, doesn't it? Really simple. Really basic. Feel this loving kindness with your whole body, especially in the limbs and especially in the legs. With your tissues, with your legs, feel this loving kindness. With your whole body soaking in this loving kindness. Soaking, soaking, soaking. It's kind of like an analogy of this experience that you're having is like all cells of the body begin smiling, kind of having a content, sober smile, and sincere, honest smile. It's kind of like that. The reason why I said to feel this in the limbs and especially legs is because of the subconscious mind. All human beings have a subconscious mind, and that is the what's the word? That is the vault. That is the storage of all past events, including painful and traumatic ones. So when we recognize this basic nature as loving kindness in our limbs and lower body, it brings this healing power of the natural state, this loving kindness that has the power to heal into that part of our body and our mind that needs healing. This also is it's like a bigger topic, but I'll just keep it short for now in this session. Soaking in loving kindness of ourselves. We have, if we this experience is not something that is given to us from outside. We are recognizing something that we already have, that we already are. And this is really, really important to understand. So see, when you experience this loving kindness, if this is actually you, if this is the real you. You might not be thinking, you're not thinking about anything, just feeling this loving kindness and recognizing what it is and who it is. Is this who I am? Is this who I really am? Yes, it feels like a home. It feels like who I am, who I want to be, what I've been looking for. I have no idea how long we've been going, but let's just continue a couple more minutes. And do something that is revolutionary among human beings, or actually revolutionary among any kind of beings, and that is to think about others. So you're sitting where you are sitting, on this cushion or chair or armchair in the room where you are sitting, or maybe you are listening this sitting in a park, outside, doesn't really matter. But we can understand that, there are other people and animals around us, everywhere around us. Whether there's a human being sitting half a meter away from us, or whether if we are in the middle of a forest, the next human being might be 15 kilometers away. It doesn't matter, but we just understand that the physical space around us, there are other beings, there are other people and animal beings. And also Buddhism discusses of these subtle realms, non-physical realms that are, there are many different kinds of beings in those realms. But what we can do is just think of people around us. Me personally, I'm sitting in my apartment in the center of a small town where I live in southern Finland, and I can see other apartment buildings from my windows. And I know that there are, hundreds, probably many thousands of people around me. So I'm just thinking about this space and all those people and beings, animals in this space around me. And you do the same. Into it, tune in into that space. I'm not telling you to have an X-ray vision or something like that. I'm just telling you to feel into that space where other people and animals are. And then, what is the revolutionary part is that, again, recognize this loving kindness of the basic state and wish it, share it. May it be shared with all these people and animals who are next to me, who inhabit the same space with me. So we are sharing this loving kindness or expressing this loving kindness with others. May people in my building feel the same healing, sobering, loving kindness, this basic nature. May the people in the neighboring buildings recognize this loving kindness in them. May, in fact, this loving kindness spread everywhere and touch all beings. All people, all animals, all sentient beings in this world, all sentient beings in all realms. May all beings come in touch with their own basic nature and be healed and loved by themselves, by their own true nature. So we are simply wishing loving kindness for others. And see what happens in your mind, in your being, in your body, in your energy when you do this. May all beings find refuge. May all beings find a safe place in this loving kindness. That all beings, all sentient beings have themselves. healed and liberated in this loving kindness. Pure positivity, pure aliveness, pure goodness. That is the basic quality of all sentient beings, since all sentient beings have Buddha nature, wakeful mind, wakeful nature. But because it goes unnoticed, and which is why sentient beings live in ignorance, in existential pain, existential confusion or dukkha, is why we cultivate bodhicitta, this compassion. Okay, I have no idea how long time has passed, so for this session not to extend too long, let's chant short Bodhichitta prayer. May all beings be free 3 times. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. Wishing conditions that allow sentient beings to become liberated of confusion of samsara. And also dedication of merit. Let's chant. May all beings receive my accumulated merit. I dedicate the merit to the refuge and to all sentient beings. Feel what happens with both bodhicitta and dedication of merit that are also really common Buddhist practices. Feel the energy of these prayers. Again, it's just energy, pure goodness, pure positivity of ourselves as wakefulness, ourselves as Buddhas. So these are just expressions of our own Buddha nature. Please join your palms, hands, and bow, make a bow as a gesture of sincerity and honesty. Great. Okay. I personally felt like continuing longer, so maybe I will when I stop this webcast. I hope you had a nice little practice session, and like I said yesterday, I really have no plans. These are kind of spontaneous little sessions. So, might be a day or a week or a month since I do the next one, but eventually I will do another one. So I hope you get benefits and knowledge from these sessions. My name is Kim, and thank you for joining me. Have a nice evening, everybody, wherever you may be. Thank you, and bye-bye.